Alright, hey everybody. I thought I'd talk about Etherlinker. It's an Unreal 4 Ethereum plugin that definitely is worth taking a look at. And this is definitely something to consider. And since it's already a fully functional thing, and it has a lot of different interesting things going on with it, this could end up being super useful. But there are some issues when it comes to working with the Ethereum blockchain versus the EOS blockchain or Tron or any of the others. Now, the more Ethereum is a pretty old school blockchain. It's been around a lot longer than a lot of the more modern third generation coins, but it's it's still the first time. I'm pretty sure it's the first time you get to see smart contract functionality within the crypto space. And over here, you can see Unreal 4 is already set up basically to handle, doing things like donations. I mean, look at all this crazy stuff that this actually has. For some reason, when I'm messing around with this, though, yeah, yes, I haven't filled in the proper requirements, but I'm just gonna kind of read over like what each of the functions are, what they are, like what is going on with this, and just kind of talk a little bit about what it would be like if I was to and if I was to utilize the Ethereum blockchain versus EOS. Now, right now with EOS, things are still up in the air. It still has to be developed, and it's pretty high risk trying to hope for the best that we're going to be able to get the help that we need. So I might not be able to develop on EOS because there simply isn't anyone willing to. Well, there are people who are willing to, but whether or not things can work out because there's lack of funding or whatever, it just may not happen. So I'm making this known that if there are people watching this and you're a proponent of the EOS blockchain and you would prefer that the stuff that I do is going to be using that blockchain instead of Ethereum, which I mean, if I'm using Scatter, then Ethereum can be supported through Scatter as well. But aside from that, like time to speak up because it's definitely something that I'm considering right now. I have a cat on my mouse. Okay, Bella, move, move, Bella. Thank you, kitty cat. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here. So open wallet authentication. So we have. Let me just start the game here. Now it seems to be set up so that you can do things in virtual reality, like right from the get go. Like you got some virtual reality stuff going on here. This was actually meant to be run in virtual reality, but I decided not to bother to get out my Oculus and everything like that for this. But that would be kind of cool, actually. Maybe I should have done that. It would be a lot more effort to like set it all up though. So let's see, get wallet balance. It's like this gets the balance of your wallet, which is actually one of the things that's really nice about Ethereum versus EOS. EOS, like you have like 20 things you got to know about, and it's like way more complicated. With Ethereum, it's pretty much on the nose. So right away, the first problem with Ethereum is that actually, yeah, let me get this out of the way because this is the one hurdle. This is the one thing that can mess the whole thing up. Ethereum has transaction fees for every single transaction. And what does that mean? It means every single time you want to do something with the blockchain, it costs like $1. Sometimes it costs $3. I'm not even freaking kidding. So like anytime like, oh, you got a treasure chest. Well, time to time to pony up $3 so that maybe you can open the treasure chest and hopefully whatever's in it is worth more than the fucking transaction fee. To me, right there, that's pretty fucking horrendous. But there is a hope. There is actually hope, and it is worth talking about. So let's take a look at this. There's a possibility, although there's apparently a multi-billion-dollar bet Ethereum's proof of stake isn't coming soon. What does proof of stake mean? Proof of stake means that it's going to basically follow a similar model to EOS, where the transaction fees, where it doesn't have transaction fees every time you want to do something. If Ethereum gets this, which is supposed to be sometime late this year or next or early next year or something like that, you know, then shit, this is it. I don't need anything else. I could develop as many games and do all the stuff that I like to do on using Etherlinker, and it'll be perfect. Like there won't be any problems whatsoever, and it'll just be Ethereum that I just work with instead. You know what I mean? And a lot of people will complain, oh no, we don't want proof of stake on Ethereum, we want blah blah blah. But I want proof of stake because I can't work with anything else. Having a transaction fee of $3 every time you want to do something, anything, is bullshit. It's garbage, and it's a problem. Like, it's reason I don't play a lot of Ethereum games. Like, there's Axie Infinity and stuff like that. I don't play those games because it's like every time you want to do something, it costs fucking $3. All right, so yeah, it's like it takes the entire the microtransaction issue and just like magnifies it by 10 zillion fucking percent. It's not cool. It just isn't cool. So, but if this proof of stake thing does happen, then we will have a possibility of, having it actually be something that's workable. And it'll be, I think as far as I can tell, it'll be simpler, sort of hybrid, sort of combination of things where it utilizes both proof of work and proof of stake. I don't know. Sounds pretty good to me, right? Now, EOS has its own problems, but this is more like, I don't know. When will Ethereum's proof of stake arrive? To date, Ethereum's blockchain, like Bitcoin, is based on proof of work consensus algorithm. That just means that people have to mine the coins using, expensive video cards and blah, 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 right? Proof of stake means that you don't have to worry about that kind of shit. But since December 2015, the co-founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, has started to propose to use proof of stake as well, with the implementation of Casper. Okay, so like this is like old news and everything like that. What they're really doing is they combined Casper with a bunch of other stuff, and it's become Serenity now, or some crazy shit like that. The problem is, okay, so when was this article done? November 2018, right? Okay, so this is fucking old as hell. Alright, fuck this. I'm just gonna close this. Okay, I already know more than that article does. The thing is that we don't know for sure if it's going to happen. That's the catch. But I would never release a game with a serious face on the Ethereum blockchain unless it was proof of stake, because I can't make the proof play to gain model possible. Play to gain means that when you play the game, you gain. You don't spend. The only thing that you spend is your time, and that's it. The play to gain is the cornerstone version of how this should actually function. I cannot see blockchain gaming working any other way. Play to gain is the profit model that I see. Okay, now you can't do that if you're charging the player $3 every time they want to fucking open a treasure chest or something. Like you can't do that, right? So, however, since this is fully functional and there's a possibility, maybe late this year, it might go proof of stake. If that happens, then we're golden. So at the very latest, let's say that I can't find anybody to fucking get I end up like completely falling on my face and not even getting anybody to get proof of stake. EOS working with the Unreal 4 engine. This is probably going to be the fallback, because if it takes that fucking long for this to come through, then that's the case, right? But by then, who knows what else I'll be doing, because let's be honest, that's a long fucking time from now, and I wanna get this shit rolling. I'm annoyed that it's taking so long. That's what my entire last video was. It's like, it's nice to see something like this though. So let's just take a look at the functionality that it does actually have. So it's like get wallet balance, exec contract method. So you can actually run a Solidity contract, which is a smart contract, directly in here. Okay, so that's all good, right? So I was noticing too, I mean, you have all these like donation methods and stuff like that, like gives you an XP boost, and I would never do that though. I don't want people doing, a lot of people, they make these things, they still don't understand that, microtransactions are not what we want. We want play to gain. That means that the only microtransactions are going to happen is when players are trading items with each other. That's the only time it happens. Otherwise, you get pay to win and all that shit. And I've already explained how pay to win works. It doesn't happen in crypto if done correctly, because the guy selling you the items is the one who's winning. You're not paying. You're not, pay to win. If you buy a bunch of stuff off of a dude that's like super good, you're not the one who won. He's the one who won because he got the money. He's in the green. You're in the red. You didn't win. You just got good stuff. Alright, and now it's up to you to utilize that good stuff to be effective. Otherwise, you're just going to keep being more in the red. In fact, I might actually propose the certain basic functionality for making it so that people who are super in the red, like their characters are weaker and stuff because they're just too in the red. I mean, that might discourage people from doing microtransactions, but the bottom line is that the goal of the game is to stay in the green. So if you go around just buying stuff and you don't do anything yourself and you don't provide any value yourself, if you don't work with the market, if you don't do anything, then you're not winning. You're just spending money. You're just throwing money around. So anyway, Etherlinker for UE4 exec contract method with a parameter. So this is probably the method right here. So you can do a string, a number, a boolean. See, I'd have to take a look at this functionality right here because this is probably mostly what I would be working with, because most of the commands, like the parameters, I would have to do the checksum. So within the Solidity contract, I would have a way to decipher what this checksum is. And that would be how it knows whether or not you're legitimately, yeah. So it would be like a number, and then it would know like how to run the functionality and if the checksum was correct, right? I don't know. Actually, I see this working. Like I could. There's a lot of stuff here. ERC20 token. I mean, I can make my own ERC20s. Yay! Premium subscription example. Buy a subscription. Yeah. Again, that's, I don't want to do subscriptions. I want to do play to gain. Play to gain. But this is really cool that it's even a thing. You know what I mean? Like, I like this a lot. I like the fact that this is just so feature complete. There's like so many things. I think it's already got more than I need to. Because in all honesty, I think I could legit just have this right here. I don't even need any of this other stuff. I mean, getting oh, you can create a new wallet? Wow, you can create a new wallet in the game? Damn. Yeah, I mean, what good is that though? You gotta fill it up with Ethereum. You can't just be like, oh, you're just making a blank Ethereum wallet? You'd have to have like somebody. You'd have to have somebody like send you money or something. It's interesting though. So let's see, what do we got here? Is a contract method with parameter. How's it different? Oh, this is just a different. It just keeps going. Default error processor. String array bool. That might actually be what I need to look at right there. I don't know. This is actually really cool. Man, I think it would take an awful lot of effort to compete with this. But the thing is I don't really think that I need this much functionality. Really, the only thing that I feel like I really need for this to work, other than, allowing the player to log in with the wallet, to connect with Scatter, if I was using EOS, right? And then once you're on that, then the only thing from there I would need to do is is just run a smart contract with parameters, and that would be it. Like, all this other stuff is actually kind of over the top. Like, this has got more stuff than I think it should. Buy premium subscription. What's this? Buy premium items. Yeah, you see, it's like when it comes to stuff like this, though, like this is the kind of stuff I'm personally going to avoid when it comes to this is the kind of stuff I try to avoid when it comes to Ethereum gaming or blockchain gaming. You know, no premium items, no premium subscription, unless it's just for cosmetic stuff. Then yeah, if it's cosmetic stuff, then shit, I'll fucking go to town on this. But Etherlinker for UE4, transfer ETH to another wallet, use T, or so you can actually, yeah. See, like, I wonder if you'd be able to actually set up like a really basic DEX using something like this. That's actually really cool. So what do we got here? ERC. Okay, so ERC21 entities. So is like get entity count for owner. I think this is actually like since it's an entity, it's an object with multiple variables. It's, you know, that are tracked, right? And so like a gun would have, like, you know, it's a base damage, the accuracy, and all that stuff, right? ERC20 token examples. And for some reason it's just not letting me. I'll have to figure out why it's not working, but send random entity price. Send random entity price. Withdraw funds. Deploy Etherpet token. So he already has an Etherpet token. Get random entity price. Weird. Why would you have like a random price of? Create free random entity. Buy random entity. Grant random entity. Okay, so this is actually really good. I think this is actually really good news that I have a fallback plan long term. But I really need to. I'm really kind of hoping to get things moving as far as on EOS, because EOS is proof of stake already, and I can you know, hit the ground running. But it looks like Ethereum's already showing EOS up on this front. It's pretty nice too. I could probably go in here. Oh yeah. So this is the VR examples. So like, if I was in virtual reality, it's interesting how it's set up in virtual reality too. This card allows you to easily authenticate wallet in VR mode. First of all, authenticate with standard VR widgets and set master password for wallet cards. Then take a clear card and put it to authentication device to store wallet data. Save this card like any other actor via default UE4 save load game functionality. Next time you can simply take this card and put it to the authentication device in order to authenticate wallet. So it's like you're in the game already and you load your character while you're in the game. All wallet data are encrypted inside this card only inside the authentication device. This will allow the user to enter a wallet data only once and use them later without hassle. You can also use multiple wallet cards to quickly switch between different wallets. Is that fucking cool or what? Again, I think this is overkill for the kind of stuff that I want to do. Like for me, I really want to just like I would follow like Destiny Warframe style methodology where you start off in your little hub area, right? And then you connect to other players and you see their you know what I mean, or something like that for multiplayer. And then you start off a contract where you have a limited amount of time, and then you complete, you know, objectives in either a random generator or handcrafted world. Um, and that world has like ways to check to make sure that you're actually playing the game, and sends special checksum variables over to the blockchain to run the smart contract to determine exactly, you know, what you accomplished during that time within that time frame. And if you finish the mission too early, there's like a penalty. If you finish the mission too late, there's a penalty. So you gotta try and get it within a certain time window, like 30 minutes or 30 minutes to an hour or something like that. And then it'll know because of the checksum, which is it's hard to crack that, especially if the checksum is changing like every hour or something. So it sends that data to the blockchain, and then it'd be like, you obtained these items for accomplishing this mission, blah blah blah, and you get like guns and stuff like that, guns and armor, and that would pretty much be how it works. You can reuse a terminal blueprint by changing its static mesh to change its appearance, or even adding functionality to it, like grabbing a terminal in VR. Yeah, so it's like more examples, more coming soon. So he's continuing to work on this, by the way, and at the moment he's giving this this really amazing functionality for free. Now, man, I'm kind of hoping I can use this as a way to light a fire underneath the EOS. On the EOS side of things, I can light a fire under their ass. Because ultimately speaking, I only need a certain amount of money to be able to pay someone to actually do this. But at this point in time, it's coming down to the wire. I don't have very much time. I'm gonna have to figure out how to. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out how to organize things. It's still going, but at the very least, we got some pretty interesting stuff. So let me take a look real quick as the last part of this video. Let's take a look at this functionality right here. So this is Terminal 5. Let me take a look at the blueprint. Does it have a blueprint, or is it all C++? Look at this. Make Etherlinker request data. Yeah, this is fantastic. Hold on a minute. So, event used can be used. True. Create wallet. Oh, if the wallet doesn't exist, it just creates one? Shit. Alright, maybe I'm just kind of skimming over this right now, so I don't know for sure. It's interesting because with the EOS blockchain, creating a wallet is like actually inexpensive. It costs like $5 to create a wallet in the EOS. But with Ethereum, you just fucking make a wallet. It doesn't matter. Like, you just get a wallet. I think that'll change when they have the proof of stake model as well, though. But maybe they'll have like a combination of proof of work and proof of stake might actually have some advantages on this front. I just hope that they actually fucking do it. We don't know for sure. We just don't know for sure. I'm organizing the blueprints already. Waiting for previous call to complete. Call completed. Get user index. What is Ethereum manager? Oh goodness. Look at all these. Yeah, look at all that. So apparently you're able to actually even, with this, you're actually able to even compile Solidity smart contracts using this. So I noticed that if you look here, there's Etherlinker right here. Interact with integration server. Start integration server. Stop integration server. It's like compile integration server. Man, this is kind of crazy. I'm just saying, this is a little weird. It's like, this is a lot of functionality. This guy's giving this away for free right now. I mean, holy crap. It just feels like it's even more, like it's more than I would ever even need anyway. Like, that's what it feels like. Huh. I don't know. I guess more research is necessary, but yeah, this is pretty interesting stuff. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this video here. But yeah, this is pretty cool shit, man. This is really cool, and he's still working on it. He's still updating it. He's still getting everything together. Looks like everything that I would need is here too, hypothetically. I mean, worst case scenario, hope begin developing and just pray to fucking God that Ethereum gets proof of stake, within a year, which would be about by the time the game actually comes out, right? Because it would take like a year to make it. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to probably. I don't know. Guess we'll have to see. Look at these guys. All right, take it easy.